In Act 1, Scene 1 of Shakespeare's Hamlet, the play opens at the castle of Elsinore in Denmark. Francisco is on guard duty when Bernardo enters. They exchange greetings, and Bernardo reveals that he is here to replace Francisco on the night watch. As Francisco leaves, he expresses relief at being relieved from duty in the bitter cold. Shortly after, Bernardo is joined by Marcellus, and they engage in conversation about the recent appearances of a ghost on the castle grounds. The ghost resembles the deceased King Hamlet, and Marcellus and Bernardo attempt to convince their friend Horatio, a scholar, to witness the ghost with them. As they discuss the ghost, it appears again. Horatio, Marcellus, and Bernardo observe it in awe, describing its likeness to the late King Hamlet. They decide to inform Prince Hamlet about the ghost, believing it may have something to tell him. The scene sets the stage for the supernatural elements and foreshadows the political intrigue that will unfold in the play. The appearance of the ghost raises questions about the state of Denmark and introduces a mystery that will drive the plot forward. In Act 1, Scene 2 of Shakespeare's Hamlet, the action shifts to a room of state in the castle of Elsinore. King Claudius, the newly crowned king, speaks about the recent death of Hamlet's father, the former king. Despite the grief over the king's death, Claudius has married Queen Gertrude, Hamlet's mother, in a hasty and joyless union. Laertes, son of Polonius, seeks permission to return to France, and Claudius grants his request. Hamlet, however, expresses his deep sorrow and disapproval of his mother's quick remarriage. He is also troubled by the recent appearance of his father's ghost, described by Horatio, Marcellus, and Bernardo in the previous scene. Horatio informs Hamlet about the ghost's appearance and reveals that it resembles King Hamlet. Hamlet decides to join the night watch on the platform to witness the ghost himself. The scene concludes with Hamlet expressing his suspicion and desire to unravel the mystery surrounding his father's death. This scene establishes the tension within the royal family and introduces the central conflict of the play, the death of King Hamlet and the subsequent events that unfold around it. In Act 1, Scene 3 of Shakespeare's Hamlet, the action moves to a room in Polonius' house. Laertes, Polonius' son, is preparing to leave for France, and he advises his sister, Ophelia, to be cautious in her relationship with Prince Hamlet. Laertes warns Ophelia not to take Hamlet's affections too seriously, as he considers them fleeting and potentially insincere. Polonius, their father, enters and gives Laertes a series of fatherly counsels, offering various pieces of advice on how to conduct himself in France. Polonius emphasizes the importance of being true to oneself and avoiding reckless behavior. He also advises Laertes on the choice of friends and the potential pitfalls of borrowing and lending. Ophelia then enters, and Polonius questions her about her interactions with Hamlet. Polonius is concerned about the nature of Hamlet's intentions towards Ophelia and warns her not to trust his professions of love. He believes that Hamlet's affection might be driven by youthful desires and political considerations rather than sincere love. The scene provides insights into the relationships within Polonius' family and sets the stage for the unfolding drama involving Hamlet, Ophelia, and the political intrigue at the Danish court. In Act 1, Scene 4 of Shakespeare's Hamlet, the setting is a platform, and Hamlet is accompanied by Horatio and Marcellus. The scene takes place after the ghostly apparition of King Hamlet has appeared to Hamlet and his friends. As they await the reappearance of the ghost, Hamlet reflects on the cold night and questions the time. Horatio informs him that it is almost midnight. As they talk, a flourish of trumpets and ordnance shots are heard, signaling the celebration at the royal court. Hamlet explains that the king is engaged in revelry, including heavy drinking, dancing, and reveling. He criticizes the excessive and boisterous behavior, stating that the customs associated with such celebrations are more honored in their neglect than in their observance. Despite Hamlet's reluctance to participate in the revelry, he is intrigued by the ghost's return. The ghost appears again, and Hamlet is determined to follow it, despite the warnings from Horatio and Marcellus. Hamlet believes that the ghost holds answers to the questions surrounding his father's death. The atmosphere in this scene is tense, and Hamlet's determination to follow the ghost foreshadows the unfolding of the tragic events in the play. In Act 1, Scene 5 of Shakespeare's Hamlet, the setting is another part of the platform. The scene begins with the reappearance of the ghost, and Hamlet, eager to learn more, follows the spectral figure. The ghost leads Hamlet to a secluded area, and there it reveals the circumstances of its death. The ghost discloses that it is the spirit of Hamlet's father, the former king. It informs Hamlet that it was murdered by Hamlet's uncle, who is now the current king and married to Hamlet's mother. The ghost describes how the uncle, with the use of poison, committed the murder and now wears the crown. Deeply affected by this revelation, Hamlet expresses his horror and grief. The ghost urges Hamlet to seek revenge for this foul and most unnatural murder. Hamlet swears to avenge his father's death and demands that Horatio and Marcellus, who have witnessed the encounter, swear to keep what they have seen a secret. The scene ends with Hamlet declaring that the world is out of joint, indicating the corruption and moral decay he perceives in Denmark. He resolves to set things right and vows to remember the ghost's words. This scene is crucial to the play, as it sets the main plot into motion, the theme of revenge. Hamlet's internal struggle and his quest for justice will become central elements of the unfolding tragedy. Can't wait to delve into Act 2 with you in the next video. Hit that like button and subscribe to stay tuned for more Shakespearean adventures. Don't forget to ring that bell for notifications so you never miss an episode. Until next time, keep those questions coming and stay curious.